everyone. Let's lower that music down. All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hopefully my audio is working perfectly fine. It should be. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but please let me know in the chat if it's wonky or if I'm cutting out. Let me know. All right, so I just want to do a very quick stream here tonight and go over something that has been garnering a lot of attention for the past couple of days, especially over the weekend, right? I mean, we've seen a lot of momentum, bullish momentum and bullish sentiment rather, on FinTwit. There's a lot of chatter going around about this stock, and you know, I kind of want to go over the technicals here, since we did go over the fundamentals, the basic fundamental metrics that I go over on Grab. And again, if you guys didn't watch that stream last Tuesday, I highly recommend you guys to watch that first, or at least once you guys are done finishing, watching this stream here, I really recommend you guys to go ahead and go over to that replay of that stream from last Tuesday on Grab, ticker symbol GARB. Okay, again, ticker symbol GRAB, and watch that stream replay. All right, so with that being said, we have two goals in mind tonight. All right, so I'm gonna go over the technical analysis of Grab. I'm just giving you guys a quick update, and then I want to take a look at the options chain for Grab because it's very, very interesting. All right, so first off, with the technical analysis, all right, we have pretty much a very solid breakout. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome and welcome. Please hit that like button down below, smash it. If you guys are new here, please hit that subscribe button. Consider subscribing, especially after the stream, or maybe once you guys do watch my other videos or my replays. But again, if you guys are new here and once you do subscribe, make sure you guys hit that notification bell as well, since that notification bell icon will pop up once the subscribe button is hit. All right. So with that being said, we do have a breakout on our hands. I obviously gave you guys this very nice bull flag that has been forming here, or at least from a micro perspective, we're looking at a nice daily time frame wedge, and this wedge again is an it's a neutral chart pattern that really doesn't it really doesn't provide a net direction move. In fact, what it does is that it gives two different opportunities here, and an opportunity to the upside or to the downside, which is the reason why it could be it is a neutral chart pattern, excuse me. And I've already explained this in the Tuesday live stream as well from last week, but there's still a chance that we could be seeing the stock price coming right back down, and actually coming back down to conform to this micro wedge chart pattern, or the macro bull flag that you guys just saw on the weekly time frame, and continue to move sideways and eventually even break below, right? So there can be a lot of fake outs, a lot of shakeouts that can occur within a wedge chart pattern. And again, those are the risks when you're going into trading a wedge chart pattern, or if you guys want to take a look at it from a longer time frame or a higher time frame, a nice bull flag, right? So again, from weekly time frame though, this breakout today with this nice fat gap up open, obviously very bullish. Again, I've stated that before I began the stream here on Grab. I talked about how there's been this sudden spike in interest on this ticker, on this company, as we head into earnings. And again, earnings is this week, and it's about to be well, it seems like TradingView is not too confident, but the earnings day is going to be around Thursday of this week. So let's see if that is indeed the case. But either way, right? Either way, the retail investors are definitely hyped up on this name. I can definitely see why. The technical chart pattern is very, very enticing. We're now standing above the weekly 200 SMA, which just began to form back in mid to late September. With that being said as well, let's take a look at options chain. Okay, at the options chain for Grab, because, well, it's very, very, very interesting because it's so heavily call skewed, right? So it's skewed to the upside very, very heavily. I mean, if you go out from every single, well, if you go out to every single expiration date all the way up into the next 2 years, right? Yeah, let me just show you guys. Let me just first show you guys here, because it's absolutely crazy how much people are bullish on this ticker. All right, so let's go to this week's expiration. Right, so there's a lot of activity that is going on this name. First of all, right, there's a lot of activity. So this is the options chain for Grab. And it's looking pretty crazy, right? So all the strikes, especially the out the money and at the money strike for both calls and puts, are active this week. But you can still see there's still some heavy concentration on calls for Grab, especially this week so far. And even today, we saw a surge in volume for all of these at the money and out the money contracts here, right? 17,000, 14,000, 7,000, and depending on how things go, tomorrow, maybe a majority of this volume that came in for each of these 3 contracts right here may be added to OI. Maybe possibly these are traders, or maybe even one person, who knows, behind these contracts before earnings on Thursday. Okay, but this is not what I'm interested in, because if you go out to all the major monthly expiration dates, right, this name is so heavily call skewed that every single at the money strike call contract, like the 5 strike call contract, or even in the money strike call contracts like $4.50, or just again, even just $5.50 again, which is again nearly at the money at this point based on where we closed at today. It's heavily active with OI and volume at thousands and thousands of contracts. And I can go further out, okay, all the way out to April. I can also go out to July, right? The Grab doesn't have May expiration contracts, okay? And I can go all the way out into next year as well. And it's still very much heavily call skewed. So this name is extremely bullish from an options perspective and options sentiment, based on how much of its options are heavily concentrated in call contracts. And if you look at the 2026 expiration date, I mean, wow, it's just wow, right? I haven't seen such heavy concentration on a name like this in a long time. And again, this name is not a small cap stock. In fact, after today's price action, it has deepened itself into a large cap stock, right? So let me give you guys the actual number here, right? The actual number. So the market cap of Grab ended up being 21.34 billion at the close today. So right? So this is a large cap company, right? And this is something to be kind of scratching your head at, because this is acting like a small cap company when in fact, from a market cap or market capitalization perspective, this is a large cap company. So with share prices quote unquote this cheap, most people might just be thinking that this company is very much undervalued. Maybe most people are thinking that maybe the people who are heavily invested into these in the money and at the money contracts for a year out are thinking that maybe Grab should be a double digit share price company. But again, based on the overall option contracts. And this is what I've also stated in the very first stream of Grab last Tuesday. It seems like the longer term traders are most likely looking at a price target of $7.50 on this contract right here. All right, so it's a range from $5 or maybe even $5.50 to around $7.50. And if you go out even further, okay, 2 years out from now, right, it gets even crazier. Right? So here it is, right? So for 2027, you're giving yourself a lot of time. And it seems like a group of traders, or maybe thousands of traders, have completely bought into the $10 strike call contract that expires on January 15th, 2027. And so this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I stated earlier. Maybe there are some groups out there that are looking at this name to become a double-digit share price company in the near-term future. So it's going to double from where the price is at now today, at the closing price today, in the next 2 years. And maybe that could be true. But based on, you know, the fundamental metrics that I've seen so far on this company, there is a possible chance, an opportunity for this company to actually give us a return of $10 in the next 2 years, right? So, you know, as long as this company continues to do well financially, as long as it continues to, again, like I've stated on Tuesday night from last week, as it continues to work on its financial health of the company, I think this company really has some grounds to become a great company and possibly even a great growth story. So I think that from an options perspective here, realistically, I would say $7.50 is not too far off. Obviously, from a percentage standpoint, that's a pretty big run. So let me just show you guys here, right? So that's over 40% return. Okay, so that's a large move. So, you know, obviously, I'm not thinking about this occurring by the end of this year, but possibly based on what I'm seeing from options here, we can possibly see that happening next year, right? With this concentration in the $7.50 strike call contract that expires on January 16th, 2026. So, you know, my guess is as good as yours here. I don't know why we're seeing such heavy call skew, such heavy bullish sentiment for every single expiration date in this year alone, including next year and all the up into the next 2 years. So, you know, it's hard to tell if Grab is going to become a double-digit share price company in 2027. But again, based on how the company has been performing from a fundamental perspective and from my own fundamental analysis that I've done on this company, it seems like they're doing everything right. They're focusing on continuing to have great profit margins. They're looking to grow at the same time, and they're continuously paying down their debt. And they're about to have almost no debt based on the current trends, possibly by the end of this year, right? So, you know, this is something that I always harp on, right? Well, not just harp on, I always reiterate, right? I want to see a company having plans to pay down their current debt. Right, I obviously, a lot of, you know, growth tech companies love to leverage debt. I mean, that's a very, I guess it was it's a conventional way to grow, right? They leverage debt to grow, and they can deal with the debt later as long as they can establish themselves as a leading tech growth company, whatever it may be, whatever the goals are. Okay, but Grab here is actually doing kind of well, not the opposite, but they're doing something that's very, very rare to see from a growth tech company, because again, this is a growth tech company. And you know, I want to show you guys the fundamental metrics again that I've shown you on Tuesday, just to kind of remind you guys, right? So look at this. I mean, this is a great move lower on total debt, and I really want to see on their upcoming earnings where their debt stands now, right? And based on, again, just based on the short-term investments and cash on hand, look at that massive difference right? And they've continued to increase their cash on hand as well in the short-term investments quarter by quarter all of last year while paying down their debt. And so to me, this is amazing to see, right? And they finally achieved last year as well, mid last year, consecutive positive free cash flow. So I don't know what else to like about this company other than these 4 major metrics, fundamental metrics that I've shown you guys here. 5 fundamental metrics. And so again, as I've stated on Tuesday, these are just surface level fundamental metrics, financial metrics. There are a lot more stuff that you guys can look into that I also looked into as well. And the more I look into this company, I really like what they're doing, right? From a growth story perspective, from a financial perspective, from a fundamental analysis perspective, it just looks very, very good. So with this upcoming earnings, I really hope that they perform well. Hopefully, even if they don't provide us with a double beat or no beat at all on both earnings and revenue, I just want to see kind of the actual individual data that they will provide us in their earnings report, and just go over how they've done so far since 2024, right? I believe this is the period ending. Yeah, so period ending this is the December 2024, so this is the quarter 4 earnings for 2024, and I want to see how they have ended on a year-over-year basis. Does that make sense, guys? Right, so this is going to be a critical earnings report, and so based on how even just this week's options activity alone, I think something big is about to occur, right? I mean, not just from a short-term perspective, but from a mid to long-term perspective, just because of the fact that we are seeing just continued options cost skew for every single expiration date on this ticker. All right, so with this weekly expiration date, there's some heavy call option accumulation going on here for the $5 strike call contracts all the way up to the $6 strike call contracts. Right, there's some heavy volume coming in today on all these 3 contracts, and obviously there's some activity in the puts as well, because why wouldn't there be? Right, we're heading into earnings, and earnings is always a 50-50 catalyst event, right? So hopefully this can give you guys a bit more of an insight from a technical perspective and also from an options perspective as well on this large cap company. Right, again, this is a 21 billion market cap company right now as of today's closing price. So hopefully we can be seeing some type of a larger move up higher off of the earnings reaction. But if we do see a dip, okay, personally, all right, just based on what I've seen so far, I would love to buy equity, right? I already do have option contracts just based on again, the option contracts that I've held so far has been doing great from this big move up higher. But I really want to catch a very good equity entry point if I do get it. If not, oh well, right? If not, oh well. If we have a massive gap up, largely due to earnings, well, I'm gonna be well off with the options, and I'll think about equity at a later time. All right. So that's kind of it, guys. I truly think that Grab has all the potential to be a company that is worth $7.50 per share. And again, why am I saying that? Just based on the options activity and the heavy cost skew that we've been seeing all the way out into next year, and even next year into 2027. It seems like a lot of people are trying to target $7.50, and there's an even larger group of people who think that in the next 2 years the share price can double from here, nearly double from here, from today's closing price all the way up to $10, right? So you guys can choose whatever strike you guys want to choose. I would always recommend you guys to try to choose as close as you can to the at the money contracts. But you know, if you guys can get in the money contracts, that's even better. But again, that range between $7.50 to $10 could be possible in the next 2 years. Anything can happen in the next 2 years in the financial markets, and maybe Grab here can grab a lot of people's attention worldwide, since this is a company that is focused in the southeastern market. Right, I've gone over this right in the Tuesday stream from last week. So again, this is a company that has its headquarters in Singapore, and it is a multinational company that is operating in Southeastern Asian countries. Excuse me, I think I did say companies earlier, but countries like in Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, okay, and other Southeastern Asian countries. All right, so again, if you guys just want to look at a percentage move up to $10 from where we closed today, it's a gargantuan return, right? This is nearly a 90% return, right? So a double from $5 to $10. I mean, that's that'd be a pretty big run for a company like this with such a cheap share price, but also valued at $21 billion. So again, that makes it a large cap company. Alright, so hopefully I gave you guys some good perspectives as to where we are with Grab right now as we head into earnings this week, possibly Thursday. TradingView is not too sure about that, but I'll make sure to take a look at Grab's official website on their investors page to see whether or not they will be releasing earnings this week. But yeah, that's it for tonight, guys. Hey, what's up, Joel? You just missed out on everything, but that's okay. That's okay. For all the people who are just joining in now, please watch the replay. And again, hit that like button down below if you guys are just joining in now. But again, you guys are a little bit late. I just want to do a quick stream on Grab and give you guys kind of a technical outlook as to where the price can go. And based on the overall options chain and options activity, we are looking good to the upside. I mean, the sentiment from the options chain alone and the options flow, it is extremely bullish all the out into 2 years, right? 2027. I mean, that is crazy. Okay, and so again, maybe these investors. So this is kind of my conclusion here. Maybe these investors really wants to see Grab coming back to the lows that I saw in the IPO trading days in 2021, which is why they want to see $10, or at least they just want to see a complete squeeze-like move to the upside to $7.50. Who knows? Either way, right? There has been a complete structure change to the price trend as we're making higher highs and higher lows, and just on this monthly time frame here, after a massive macro base, right, for over 2 years, around 2.5 years, it's finally breaking out and heading to the upside once more, right? So maybe we want to see this entire, right? Maybe people want to see this entire flush down, okay, be completely erased by a surge in share price for this company. Who knows, right? If you do get up to $10, I mean, that's nearly a 90% move from today's closing price. So there's that, right? There's that. There's a lot of overhead supply though. I'll tell you guys that right now. So be careful when you're trying to grab short-term expiration dates on this company just because it's cheap, right? You guys have to think about the fact that there's still some heavy cost skew into next year's expiration date and also next year's expiration date. So think about that if you guys are looking to play this to the upside, because you might want to buy that time, right? You guys really want to buy that time and also pay a little bit more to grab some more at the money strike call contracts, or at least in the money strike call contracts if you guys can afford it. All right, so hopefully that makes sense, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so have a great rest of your night, guys. I will see you guys on Thursday at the same time at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great rest of your night and good luck on Grab.